from Mindy's Craft Shack. So if you saw my video on Wednesday, this last Wednesday, then I kind of gave you a sneak peek of the tumbler I would be doing today. And this is it. I got it all done. You see the bottom. It is a neon dirty pour peekaboo, and I don't know what it is, but lately I'm just like attracted to black, how it offsets everything. So this cup right here, this was about the 4th or 5th dirty pour that I did. I was frustrated with this type of cup. I don't know what was happening. The first paints that I was using was the Arteza pouring paints. I don't think it was the paints itself. I think it was my method that I was using. For this cup, I did end up not using the Arteza because, first of all, I ran out because I was using it all on my other cups that I was trying to get to come out. So I went ahead and went to Michael's and bought this Craft Smart neon colors. These are 8 fluid ounces for just like $2 or $3. And then I bought this pouring medium. It's like what, half a gallon, I think. Yeah, half a gallon. And so this way of doing it, if you're looking for a cheaper way to do dirty pours, this is the way to go. You can get these big bottles and this half gallon of pouring medium and mix your own, and it's a lot cheaper. So in this video, I'll be showing you how I mix the acrylic paint and the pouring medium. And also, before we get started, I figured out what I was doing wrong. So when I first started making this cup, I was, doing the dirty pour. It looked great. The colors were vibrant. They really stood out. And then, I let it dry for its 24, 48 hours, make sure it was totally dry. And then I'd go and do my first coat of epoxy. Well, the colors like turned really dull. Like they weren't vibrant anymore. They weren't neon looking anymore. And I was like banging my head against the wall. So with this cup, I decided, well, okay, I've got to do something different. It only took me like 5 times to figure out I needed to do something different. So I finally did something different. I did the dirty pour, and then I went and sprayed it with Rustoliem matte, the Rustoliem clear matte finish, and it worked. So I did that, then put my first layer of epoxy on, and the colors were still really vibrant. So if you're having problems with any of your dirty pours, doesn't matter if they're neon or, just bright colors that are turning kind of dull, do a coat of the clear matte finish. And like I said, I use the Rustoliem. All right, with that out of the way and that all said, let's go make this cup and let's go have some fun. I'm going to start by getting my acrylic paints mixed with the pouring medium. I used 1 ounce of paint to 1 ounce of medium. This mixture is good for the Craft Smart paints and the Artist Loft medium. The colors I'm using are pink, green, yellow, blue, and orange, all neon colors. Then I will also mix up acrylic white and use that for a pouring base. Now when you are mixing, you want to make sure that you mix well. Like I mentioned previously, I'm starting the pour with a white base coat. I'm pouring it on a 20-ounce Hog Skinny Prepared tumbler, making sure I get full coverage. The paint will pool on top, so just take the popsicle stick and level it, allowing it to drip over the sides. Also, if there are some spots that are not getting covered, use the stick to guide the paint where you want it to go. One by one, you're going to start combining the neon colors into one cup. I poured half of each color, then went back adding a little bit more until I thought I would have enough to cover the tumbler. And then I start pouring. Instead of using the stick, I blew on the top to get rid of the pool of paint. Okay, it's about 36 hours later, and before I put the first coat of epoxy on, I'm going to go ahead and clean the rim with my utility knife. For those that are watching for the first time, I use Alumilite Clear Cast, and it's a 1-to-1 ratio. Once I use my heat torch, I'm going to set up my heat box. This will cure your epoxy in just 2 to 3 hours. It's amazing. For those that aren't aware of what a heat box is, it's just a small space heater and a large tote. After your first coat of epoxy is dried, you're going to go ahead and sand your tumbler with 220 grit sandpaper, then clean it with alcohol. Once that's done, you're ready to put on the decals. Now I'm using removable vinyl, and I'm just placing the decals anywhere I want. Here I decided to pull up this decal, and I did this because I actually wanted it down below and then the smaller peace sign above. Okay, all the decals are on, and it's time to go outside and spray paint. Now I'm using black, but you can use truly whatever color you want. Now I'm just going to take this in and let it dry for about 30 minutes and then start pulling up the decals. So there are a couple of areas where some spray paint leaked under the vinyl. So I'm just taking some cotton swabs and acetone and cleaning those areas. Once we're done cleaning those areas, we're going to go ahead and mix our epoxy again and put another coat on. Now I've only mixed about 15 mils. Time to go back in the heat box for a couple of hours. Now that my second coat is dry, I'm going to go ahead and give it one last cleaning and sanding. Again, using the 220 grit sandpaper. Then I'll go ahead, prepare my epoxy for one last coat. It's time to take one final look at this tumbler. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications of new videos, and while you're clicking away, go ahead and share my channel. Also, leave a comment below with any questions and I'll get back to you. Bye!